I invite to say few words.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk about array. Dear my lady Grigore, dear ladies and gentlemen, I say I have been in charge with the construction and installation of the seismical array. Believe me, it is very hard job. First of all, I have some comments concerning the field. Of course, it's not so bad for the beginners, but I have some observations. Maybe it was better to put some words about Mr. Dr. Marmorano here. Some words about Handwell, the company it was subcontracted, about Larry Tyner, which was it was properly person, and I have a very good cooperation with him. Not about the field manager, I am here, no problem. But in addition, some words about Momento company, the company which was in charge with the construction, and Mr. Giovanaro. Mr. Giovanaro, it was a very, very special person. If we have a good array today, it's because Mr. Giovanaro put the pressure in this team and say, look, you must work not for Romanians, you work for Americans, do a very good job. And they say, okay, sir. And then the auction, I fire it, all of you, and ask for other people. Okay, let's come back to the array. I remember it was in 1991, yes. I have been in my lab, it was very hot, and some rumor came from Vienna. The rumor it was Victoria met a very important person for AFTAC, who has relative in Transylvania, Mr. Bob Cameron. And something started to be good, because they talk about the possibility to have in Romania one seismical array. Of course, not too much people from NIEP having information about what the hell is seismical array. In my mind, it was to build the array somewhere before this, somewhere in near the Topalu area, somewhere in Dobroja, where it was a very good rock and the facility for communication. Of course, after this rumor, we receive a very, very important visit. Dr. Paul, together Mike Dobrin and David Russell, come in Bucharest, come in our institute. They pay a visit just for information, to have a look if we are a serious partner, if you have a necessary knowledge about seismology as equipment, and then we make a trip in the field. We visit Dobroja. Dr. Plot found a very good place at in the Dobroja Mountains. It was granite site. Had taken the rock and say, look, this is very good place for array. It's a granite here. Okay, in the way back, we start in a very special place at the Burfasgar winery. We enjoyed about good lunch.
That one was better.
Victor, it was of course in the team. Of course, excuse me. Victor, it was in the team. And just explain us how to manage the relationship with the Americans. They said, look, the Americans like this. Okay, we understand. It was very important, his let's say, information. Okay, but I remember something very special. During the toast, Dr. Powell said, look, it's possible to have contract having many, many files like this, or it's possible to have just a deal, few files. The most important is to do a good job. And we somehow looking for this second option, to have a good deal. And we succeed to do this. The next step, it was the visit of Bob Cameron in Bucharest. Bob come, me and URL take together dinner at one very nice place, very nice restaurant, Hanul Manu. Old building, street, 100 years old, I suppose. and everything was looking like a traditional Romanian stuff. We drink and talk. Bob asked me my cell phone to talk to Sibiu, to his relative Christy. In my mind it was, look, it's bad. Talking Romania with some relative is very important. He has very good connections here. It's a very valorous people. We make a trip in Francia area, at Vâncoaia, where we have a lot of facilities. In Vâncoaia, we drink a very good wine, taken from a rural property, a red wine, very strong, something like beer, but real strong. And we talk. We found some common things, me and Bob. His wife, it was librarian. My wife was librarian. Bob worked in the seismological field work, I work also. And we talk full time. In the morning, very fresh, Bob asked to have a look around. Straight the jeep, and she just walk very fast and say, look, this is good, blah, 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 so on, and we go. After a few months, the first American team from AFTAC come here to make seismical measurement and be looking for a good place for array. It was in the team, of course, Phil Venanci and the famous Dan 10,000 geologist. And we start to install equipment. We start from Dobroja side. And we found a very good place somewhere near Mihail Kogalnicianu Air Base Force. But at that time, it is nothing. And we found good data, and they tell me, look here, maybe in the future this place will be very noisy. How come? Maybe. Okay, we start the measurement in Vâncoaia. It isn't very good, but we make the measurement somewhere in the Hungarian area in Harghita. It was very, 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 very nice, the trip, because it was now the accommodation, it was having a fireplace, and we drink some palinka from the area, and we talk. Even over there, it isn't the proper place. We take the way in the north part, and we arrive in Bucovina. We arrive in Bucovina, looking in, it was looking everywhere for the place. And we have a chance to meet Mr. Podashka, which was in charge with some local job. And Mr. Podashka just tell us, look, maybe this kind of place that you're looking for is possible to find over there, and show us a very far place over the mountains. You must take the road around, and in 2 hours you will be over there. Okay, we take the cars and go over there. Then, again, looking around. Then look, the border is only 5 kilometers. Can you send this huge radar station from Ukraine? They are over there, 5 kilometers only. This is only the known possibility for this array. Okay, we install the equipment. Because this job was in cooperation with Geoseismo, local Romanian company. The Geoseismo pays some guards to stay in the tent during the night and to watch the equipment, because it was very, very expensive equipment. In the morning, we spent good time in Vazradorne, because I'm having a beer and waiting for the recorders. In the morning, we go directly in the field. I remember something very, very funny. I have been somewhere away, not so far from the tent where he was checking the data. And then start to cry, what the hell is this? Very good data, very quiet. We can compare this data with the Texas measurement, blah, 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 blah. In the history of the array, this behavior of the lid has a name, seismical orgasm. The next step, it was to start the real job. For this, we did, it was necessary to have agreement. We make a visit, the first visit, official visit in the States. And our minister signed, together with Mr. Paras, the agreement between Romanian government and American government to build this array. The next step was to start the work. We talked with Mr. Barbarano, because the general director, Mr. Barbarano suggested something like this. It's very hard to found in Romania one company who make a drill, to make drills for the boreholes. One company in the same time to make the wood building, to make the enclosure for the equipment. Another one to make roads, another one to improve the electricity, and so on and so on. And the idea, it was to have a company who started to make the improvement of the road. It was moving fast. Everybody started to make the wood enclosure. What wood enclosure? When the team from AFTAC come for the field checking, it was one person, check, maybe, I don't know, who recommend to build, to protect the equipment using this kind of wooden product like a locals use wood, like a locals use for the facilities. Okay. If you want to have a real story of the array, I can be short. Okay, I'll be short. Shortly, we have the good job. We succeed to do the job, and in 22 July 2002, the Prime Minister, because a very important person from AFTAC, just cuts the river, and of course, like in the democracy, it was some opposition, a very important person. It was against this, they promised to fire me, but we forget about it. Okay. This, it was the story. It was a successful job, and real for me, I'm very satisfied. I have 50 years about the seismology, but for me it's the most important job in my life for saying this. Right now, let's switch as my hobby. I read books. What kind of books? Somehow political books. Why? I consider my duty is to inform the future generation about the communism. The communists, believe me, it was a very bad thing. No possibility to have passport, no possibility to have.
După ce facem
mai le scriu eu? Ok, terminăm. Asta le scriu. Okay, what I try to do is to envelop this very old, very bad things. No food, no electricity, no passport, no. To transmit this information for the future generation must make a huge, very nice envelope. And this is the story. I use, for instance, in this book, Red Seismic Alert Russia. The English name is Red Alert for Romania. I made the changing because someone somehow strange alert Russia pentru Romania, because we have a war a few kilometers far from here. This book, it was, I offered this book, unfortunately I have only 8. Except, well, will be the first to receive this. The next 7 persons from the list will receive this book. It's a story about Russian satellites who having nuclear device for the powering who crash somewhere, and it's a story. Okay. Care? No. Sorry. Because I have no information. Sorry, I come back. I promise to come back.
Thank you.